Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is a very exciting video for me because I'm finally getting to try out some products that I've been really lusting over on Instagram, which is where I found the brand. Well, I found the brand through my friend Nicole, who always bangs on about their lashes, and then I stalked them on Instagram and I was like, I need to try this makeup. So as you can see by the title, today we're going to be playing with the brand SOSU by Suzanne Jackson. So the brand was started by Suzanne Jackson, who was actually the first ever Irish blogger to do full-time blogging and then make it a career. And the brand's only, I think, 2 or 3 years old, maybe just 2. So it's quite a new brand, but it's already stocked in places like Boohoo, Primark, Pretty Little Thing. Also, they have just launched on Beauty Bay a few days ago, or maybe a week ago now, which is really exciting, which means a lot more people will have access to the brand very easily, especially because we all know Beauty Bay does incredibly fast shipping, which we all like. So I thought to start off the video, I'll go through the products that they sent me to play with, because I want to show you them all in the packaging and how they're presented before I kind of rip them all open and play with them, which is why my face looks a bit odd because I've got everything on except like eyes, highlight and lips, because that's the kind of things we're going to be playing with today. So jumping into what they sent me 3 brush sets. Now I don't know about you, but I love brushes. I love brushes so much. And when I get sent PR and there's brushes, the brushes are the first thing that I'll play with, because good tools is what's needed to do good makeup, in my opinion. So the first brush set they sent me is this, and this is the Eye Collection, which looks like this, and you get 7 brushes in here. And what I really like is that on the back it lists all the brushes and tells you how best to use them. So we've got some lovely big fluffy brushes, a nice brush for packing colour on the lid, detail brushes, like liner brushes. You could also use this for your brows, and a spoolie. This is just a lovely set. The next set of brushes they sent is the Detail Collection, and this contains 4 brushes. So this brush here is great for things like cream contour. This is going to be for, I mean, for me personally, I would use this for things like highlight or setting under my eyes, which is actually what it's for. It's for under eye and precise foundation application. This little brush here is for precision blush, highlight and contour, and then this is a fan brush, so this is obviously great for highlighting. It's a really classic highlighting brush. So that is the Detail Collection there. And then the last brush set has 5 brushes in it, and this is the Face Collection brush set. This brush set is right up my alley so much. So you've got a large powder brush here, you've got an angled kind of blush brush, contour, bronzer. You can do anything with this brush. This is for cream contour and under eye application, this brush here. Again, I definitely use that for cream contouring. This is a really classic kind of flat foundation brush, and then this is a buffing brush or kabuki brush for liquid and powder foundation. So that's a really classic one. Then they sent me a few pairs of their eyelashes. Now the eyelashes are what I first knew from the brand because Primark stocks them, or that's pennies in Ireland, but they are stocked in Primark. They're £5. It's a really inexpensive price for a good pair of lashes. So they sent me the Kylie lashes, which are really spiky, really dramatic. I think these are gonna look beautiful on. Then they sent the Dubai lashes. These are a bit more fluttery, a bit more soft, but they're still gonna give you a lot of drama on your eye. And then they sent me a pair from their new collaboration with Lauren Pope. This is a faux ink, and this is the style Slay. Next up, we have the highlighter kit. If you know me, then I love highlighter. This comes in a sleeve, and then this is the packaging. How gorgeous is that rose gold? It comes with a lovely big mirror that's actually a good quality mirror, thank goodness. And then we have 6 pans of highlights. You can probably tell 3 of these are going to be too dark for my skin, so this shade, and this shade. However, I'll probably use them as eyeshadows, and these 3 shades here, perfect for my skin tone. There's a quick swatch of 3 of the shades. Yes, yes, and yes. Again, if you know me, you know I like pink highlights, so this one will probably go all over my face today. But these are beautiful, look at them. So I'll insert my swatches here of the highlighting palette. Like I said, probably 3 shades, 2 or 3 shades too dark for my skin tone, but can be used as eyeshadows very easily. Then they sent me the Hot Fire palette. I've been dying to try this palette because I don't know if you follow her, if you don't I'll list her below because she is so cool, but Kaylee MUA, she's also an Irish YouTuber and Instagrammer. She makes the most beautiful looks with this palette. So this is, like I said, the Hot Fire eyeshadow palette, signature smoky palette. Again, it has a big mirror in there, and then it comes with 12 warm tone, beautiful, on-trend eyeshadows. Again, this palette is right up my street. I'll insert swatches just now so you can see what they're like. I've not tried them on the eyes yet, I've only ever swatched them, so I'm excited to actually put them on my eyes and see how they perform. I'm excited, I'm very excited. And then the last product that they sent me, which is quite exciting because it's not a product that's a makeup product, but it's a perfume, and it's the Parfum d'Amour. I'm horrible at French pronunciation, but you get the gist. It's a perfume, and it says on the back, this sparkling fragrance possesses an enticing burst of fruity scents such as rose and jasmine, punctuated with hints of osmanthus, got that right, making it essentially smooth blend that exudes romance. And actually, when I smelt it, I just thought it's a very deep kind of evening scent, and the bottle is gorgeous. It's very heavy, it's got a gorgeous top and a lovely kind of rose gold plaque on the front. It's a really big size as well, it's 75 mils. I've been wearing this for the past few days, ever since they sent me it, because it is so beautiful. My husband has already complimented me on it, which means it's a winner because he won't compliment something unless he really likes it. So yeah, he obviously likes this perfume, but it is very kind of deep and evening-y. It's not like a, you know how you get those perfumes that wear in the daytime or to work or shopping, and then you put on a special perfume in the evening for going out for dinner or going out somewhere nice? This is the kind of one you'd put on in the evening because it's that kind of deep smell. It's lovely, it's gorgeous. So the brand also does have a very, very popular cream contour kit, and also they've newly released some shaping sticks, like contouring and highlighting sticks. I don't have any of those things, which is why my base is already done. So I'm gonna stop yabbering now, and we're gonna get into actual makeup, because that is what's fun and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to start off with the Hot Fire eyeshadow palette. Also, of course, everything will be linked down below, including where to buy it, prices. I also think I have a discount code, which I'll put up on screen right now if I do, and I'll also leave it linked down in the description box below. It's not an affiliate code, so it's nothing like that, but it just saves you a bit of money if you're wanting to buy any of these products. So it's really nice that I have it to at least share with people. So yeah, let's jump in to play with some eyeshadows. Oh, I'm excited to play with the brushes, so excited. Okay, so I didn't realize the spoolie brush is actually double-ended. So that's like a proper brow brush, and then we have like a liner brush, so that is awesome. I already have my brows done, so I'm going to pop this onto the side just now, and we're going to focus on these 6 brushes. They all have names, so as I'm using them, I'll tell you what name they are, but they do feel super soft. They're also synthetic, they're cruelty-free. I'm going to go in with this brush first, and this is the SE201. And I'm first of all going to go in with this shade Ignite, which is kind of like a mustardy brown. And I'm going to pop that into my crease. I actually don't know what I'm doing with my eyeshadow, so we're just going to really play and do something quite fairly dramatic, I think. This brush is really soft. Now I'm going to go in with the brush SE203. I'm going to use the shade Embers, but I'm also going to mix that with the shade Copper Light and start popping that in my crease as well. Oh yes. And this brush is just perfect. The domed shape, it just like sits in the crease, and then it just diffuses the colour above it and below it just really nicely. Now just dipping in a Copper Light just on its own to build up the depth on this outer corner. Not had any fallout either, none at all, which you know is always a concern of mine when I do my eyes after my base, but it's totally fine, just now anyway. Take that into my inner corner as well. Back into my first brush, the SE201. I'm going to dip back into the shade Ignite, which was our first shade, just to make sure this is really blended and doesn't look harsh. Now I'm going to use the shade Depth and really start adding that depth to my eye, just for this shade here. First of all, using it on my SE203 brush, because I want it to be a bit diffused, and then I'll start packing it on a bit harder. And take that in an arc shape, all the way inner corner to outer corner. Don't worry about any harsh lines because we blend that out in a moment anyway. I'm also the kind of person that when I do eyeshadow it looks terrible until it's finished and then it looks good. I like to think so anyway. I'm going back in with my SE201 and the shade Ignite and Embers, and I'm just going to blend out this line. Now I'm dipping into the shade Smoked, which is the deepest colour in the palette. It's not quite black, it's like a blackened browny plum. It's absolutely stunning, and it's going to add that kind of drama that I'm wanting. And I'm going to use this tiny brush. This is the SE205. It's like a little pencil brush. It's quite firm, so it's going to help to pack on that colour really nicely. Got the shade Smoked layered on my brush. You can see how pigmented it is, and I'm going to start placing that outer corner and inner corner so we start getting the kind of bones of our spotlight eye. I honestly don't think I own such a warm toned palette. I've got a lot of palettes with warm tones in them, but this one's like a really curated collection of warm toned shadows, and they just work so beautifully together. I'm going to connect them at the top, and then back in with my SE203 just to make sure there's no harsh edge with that deep smoked shade. Got a tiny bit of fallout with that smoked shade, but not really anything to worry about. I'm sure it'll just brush away quite easily. Now I'm going to use the SE204, which you can see is a flat brush. That's it there, and that's just going to help me pack on a colour onto my lid to start creating my spotlight. And this colour here, Pot of Gold, is calling to me, so I'm going to pop that on the centre of my lid. I'm using it dry first, and if I need to add a little bit of Fix Plus to it, I can do that, but I want to see how it performs dry. I'm actually dipping in the highlighter kit, and I'm going to pick up the shade Shooting Star on my brush and pop that in the centre so it really brightens up that spotlight. And then back in with my SE205, I'm going to start blending the edges. I'm going to use Depth, Copper Light and Smoked and just really start blending the edges. I'm going to dip into Unicorn Dust from the highlighter kit and pop that under my brow. Look at that colour. Now I'm using the brush SE206, which is this really fine liner brush. And I'm dipping back into Smoked, and I'm going to line my lash line with that. And this is just going to help our lashes blend in a bit easier. I'm going to use the Dubai lash for this look, which is a really fluttery lash, which is shorter on the inner corner, and then on the outer corner it's longer and wispier. So I'm just going to apply that to my eye. So I'm just going to look down into a mirror and apply this lash. And I like to use pointy tweezers to apply them. They do have their own lash tweezers. I don't have them, unfortunately. this pair of lashes is applying so easily, and I've not even put on mascara to help sit them on. So this is a really easy pair to apply. How gorgeous are they? For the lower lash line, I'm going to mix a bit of embers first, and then I'll put a bit of like copper light and smoked on. I want quite a deep, sexy lower lash line, so I'll just pop those on. Just using the little SE205 pencil brush. So I threw on some mascara and black liner, and we're looking suitably smoky. So I'm now going to do my inner corner highlight. I already used the unicorn dust under my brow, so I want to try the shade Shooting Star, which is this gorgeous gold shade. I'm just going to use my SE205 brush again. Tap off the excess. Oh yes. I think I'll use a bit of Moon Sparkle as well, which is the pink shade. Pop that on the inner corner. So I'll quickly do the other eye, and then we'll move on to highlighting our skin. I've zoomed out now so you can see the eyes in kind of all their glory. They're very smoky, very dramatic, with a little bit of a spotlight in the center, and I have to say, I quite like this smoky eye on me. I'm also loving the shade of Unicorn Dust underneath the brow. I think it contrasts really nicely with the deep smoky eye, and it looks really nice. So now we're going to move on and do highlighting on our face, because we're definitely missing that. So I'm going to use some of the brushes from the Detail collection, so let me just get them out first. So I want to try a couple of different brushes. I'm going to try the fan brush, but I'm also going to try this brush, which is the SD303, because I think that might be quite nice for highlight as well. So let's see, let's just test it out. I think I'll first try the shade Unicorn Dust on my cheek, and I'll try it with the fan brush and see kind of what payoff that gives us. I think a fan brush is generally a bit more subtle than like a more dense brush like this one, but it's also nice for really creating a diffused line of highlight. So let's try that first. And this is the shade Unicorn Dust. I quite like that, because Unicorn Dust, the shade Unicorn Dust is very in your face, and it is very bright and very intense. This is kind of applying it in more of a almost sheer way, so it looks like my skin's just kind of glowing, and I've not just kind of applied, you know, like a powder on top. But I do want to try something a bit more dramatic, so I'm going to try this brush. This is the SD303 Dome Brush Precision Blush Highlight and Contour Application. So yeah, I'm going to dip into the shade Shooting Star, which is the gold. This one is pigmented, and I'm going to apply that. What's just happened? Yeah, this is a new favourite highlighting brush. Have I used too much highlight? That's debatable. Can you use too much highlight? Again, that's debatable. I can't believe that's using it dry. That's usually the effect you get with a wet highlight. That's insane. I'm just going to use the fan brush and go over a little bit with Moon Sparkle, which is the pink shade, just because I love pink highlighters, and I think I just want to test it, to be honest. Oh my goodness. And then to finish off my SOSU product testing, I'm going to finish off with some perfume. Perfume's like one of those things that if you forget to put it on, I feel, well, if I forget to put it on, I feel a bit naked and like I've really forgotten quite an important step. So I'm just going to put some on. You can definitely get the notes of rose and jasmine in it, but it does have a bit of a sweetness as well. But to me, really, it's a nighttime, quite sexy perfume. I'll just go and pop on a lip and then I'll be back and I'll kind of finish up my thoughts on the products that I've tried and what I think about them. I've just thrown on a really easy nude lip because I really want the eyes and skin to do all the talking, which I feel like they are. I really like how this look came out. I think my skin looks really healthy and glowy, and my eyes look really kind of deep and dark, and also I smell good, which you can't tell, but I can. So let's just go through the products that we used and what I think about them. So first of all, I want to talk about the Hot Fire eyeshadow palette. In pounds, this is $24.95, so 25 bucks. For 12 shades, I think that price is fair, and I think the shadows perform for more, like a more expensive price point. These are like my kind of AV8 shadows in terms of how they apply. They're very easy to blend. They all complement each other. This whole palette is just very complimentary, and it's giving you that kind of Instagrammy smoky eye palette. That's what I think of this. It's just gorgeous. I will say it swatches better on the eye than it does like on your skin. So when I swatched it on my arm at first, it wasn't as pigmented as I kind of thought it would be, having seen videos of it being used in photos, but actually on the eye is where it comes to life, and there's absolutely no problem with its pigmentation. It's very pigmented on the eye. I love this palette. I can tell I'm going to reach for it an awful lot. It's just these shades, there's something about them that I really love, and £25 to me is a really fair price. It's not high end, it's not drugstore, but it's a good place kind of in between. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of other palettes that I have and use regularly. So yeah, I really like the Hot Fire palette. The highlight palette is £26.95, so about £27. And what I didn't mention before, by the way, is these top three are pressed and these bottom three are baked. I do love this palette. I can't believe how pigmented it is. It's that kind of highlighter that it doesn't emphasize texture, which I think is really important, because quite a lot of us do have texture on our cheeks. We get pores, and when you pile highlighter on, sometimes it just emphasizes that, but this just seems to kind of, it's just kind of glossed over any texture that I have, and it looks like I'm just very healthy, I think. Perfume is available on SOSU's own website. It's not on Beauty Bay. I don't know if they're maybe going to bring it to Beauty Bay or not. This is €49.95. You get a lot of product for that price. It's 75 mils, like I said. And actually, when I put it on yesterday morning, because we spent the day out with family yesterday, I put it on in the morning and I could still smell it at night. And that is, I think, a sign of a really good perfume if it sticks around, because you know when you buy like cheaper perfumes and you spray them and you have to spray them all throughout the day, whereas for me, I put this on in the morning and it lasted till the evening. So that to me is a sign of a good perfume. I really like that scent. I see that being my kind of signature evening scent, and I think when I go down to my event in London in a couple of weeks, well, less than a couple of weeks, this is probably a perfume I'll take with me, because it's just, yeah, it just puts me in a good mood. The brushes that I used in this video today are all incredibly soft. The shape of them is just right. I feel like I'm very picky with brushes, especially eye brushes, but the shape of these is just great, and I really specifically like the SE205, which is the pencil brush, the SE203, which is like the domed kind of blending brush, and then the SE204, which is the packing brush, because even using metallic shades dry, this just packed a punch by putting them on. And then I really loved the SD303 for my highlight. There's a lot more brushes that I haven't had a chance to use because I don't have any base products by SOSU. Didn't have a chance to use all the brushes, but I think what I'll do is film. I've got a lot of new makeup that I need to play with, so what I'll do is I'll use all of these brushes again in my testing new makeup video, and then we can kind of get a gist of all the face brushes as well. But certainly they are very soft, and they blend out product so beautifully. I'm just going to try and find the prices. Okay, so the eye collection is €29.95. The face collection, which I didn't use any of those brushes, that was €34.95, and then the detailed collection is €24.95. I think that's pretty decent prices. It's not high end, it's not drugstore, it's somewhere in between. I am the kind of person though I think you should invest in good brushes, because good brushes will make your makeup look just 100 times better. If you're a novice at makeup and you get good brushes, you won't look like a novice at makeup, honestly. Brushes make a huge difference. I almost forgot about the lashes. These lashes, I swear to you, applied so easily. Again, I can be quite picky with lashes because too thick a lash band makes them hard to apply. If they stick too straight out, they just don't look right, but these have a lovely curl, very easy to apply. So I got a lot of questions from people saying, asking me to review the lashes when I posted about them on my Instagram stories. So the Dubai lashes, 100% recommend these. I haven't tried these two yet, but these are available in Primark for £5. So if you're in there, grab the Dubai lashes because they are so easy to apply, honestly, so easy. All in all, I am so happy with all the products that I tried. My favorite is probably the Hotfire eyeshadow palette or the brushes. I think they just stood out to me a bit more. Oh, and the perfume as well, which is funny to talk about perfume in a makeup video, but I think it's really cool that they do perfume. You need to let me know down in the comments what you think of this makeup look. What did you think of all the products that I showed you and tried? Are you gonna go and pick up any yourself? Are you tempted? Have you tried anything? I'm so pleased with how this makeup turned out, and like I said, I'll use the rest of the brushes in another video so that you can see them all in action. But yeah, what I've used, I love so far. So I want to say a really big thank you to Sosu for partnering with me on this video. Thank you for believing in me that I could do some nice things with your products. And yeah, thank you so much to everyone that watched. Please do subscribe before you go, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, come and follow my Instagram, and of course everything I've used will be linked in the description box down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!